Good morning. How is everybody today? I hope everybody's having a beautiful morning. It is Wednesday, July 8th, and this is Daily Devotional. Please hit like and subscribe on my YouTube channel and pop over to Instagram. I'm over there too. Today's theme: be willing to discover aloneness, discover connection everywhere. Turn my face to my fear and meet my warrior who lives within. We all have a warrior that lives within. We are all courageous, amazing spiritual beings stuck in this physical manifestation. And it is important to discover how strong you are when you stand alone. You know, aloneness is couched, I think, too much in our modern society as a bad thing. We're also encouraged from a very young age that we can't do things alone, and that it's an uncomfortable thing to be alone in your own body. And you know what? You can't get away from that. You are the only spiritual being living in your physical manifestation. That's just the way it is. You are the only one. We are not alone in our spiritual journey. We have guides, we have angels, we have loved ones that have passed over, we have animal totems, we have elementals. So many of us have a crowd around us, right? It's really loud, but it can feel very isolating because we're given a physical form in this manifestation, and this physical form is limited. And to those that are quite literal, they will say, if you can't feel it, taste it, touch it, smell it, it's not there. Those of us that have that extra sense know that that's not entirely true. There is a lot more out there than you can see. And some of us can hear more and see more and sense more than others. And that is what makes the world so diverse and so amazing. And those that choose, those very old entities that choose to come into this manifestation to give of themselves, to care and catalyze that change, are profoundly important to how the world works. It just is. That's part of the journey and part of the path. That they're being alone doesn't mean that you're actually alone. What that means is you are choosing to be physically alone so that you can connect to your tribe on the other side, so that you can connect to the strength within, to discover how versatile, how deep, how amazing, compassionate, and loving that you are. It's really hard to find self-discovery when you're clamoring with all this media insight. You know, you have a phone, a radio, an iPod, the TV is going all the time. There are people who cannot function in the world without background electronic noise on all the time. And those are often the people that have the worst sleep problems, they have the most depression, they are on the most medication, and they are also the ones who feel the most alone. When you are alone with yourself and you don't have any of that external stuff interfering with the brain waves, with your electrical body, with your electrical voltage, you have the ability to really connect with who you are, and you're no longer alone because you can sense all of that teamwork, that blueprint around you. Anybody can experience that. You just have to trust yourself and know that it's there. And that's a really hard thing. In our modern society, you know, public school's the worst in the way that it's great, it teaches you how to interact with the world in a social format in our modern world, but it's a terrible thing because from a very young age, children are taught how to blend in, be in a crowd. It's bad if you're alone and if you don't have friends, you don't have a crowd. There's this dichotomous learning environment that is very confusing for a child. I mean, I'm an ex-school teacher and I know how confusing it is. And I spent the whole time I taught public education fighting that stereotype and helping children come into their own as young adults. Because I work primarily with teenagers. They're my favorite crowd. I turn my face to my fear and I meet my warrior who lives within. We all have a warrior within. We all have that blueprint that drives us into tomorrow. Yesterday's already done. Today is the present. But that warrior is what lets us see what's in tomorrow so that we can be prepared for it. We all have that warrior within. Okay, so Wednesday from Celtic Devotional. I'm going to read an evening one. In the vales between worlds, I remember the fairy folk who guide the ancient places. Who guard the ancient places. They don't guide them. Guard them. We'll try that again. In the vales between worlds, I remember the fairy folk who guard the ancient places. May we walk lightly and with courtesy upon the earth. May no being stay their progress or block their path, that the hidden household of the earth may be peaceful. When life's weaving becomes tangled, may the untangler of threads help all the threads run smoothly in the tapestry of life. I give thanks for the powers of the senses that I have protected my path this day. The summer sun can shine so strong that we are driven into the shade. May those who have too much zeal, who want to convert everyone to their own way, learn to temper their fierce beliefs so that seekers are not driven from their path. I could probably relate to that. I want everybody to be happy. So get outside every day, half an hour, disconnect from all your electronics, really feel that presence of Mother Earth, really be with yourself, really find that peace within. And I will see you tomorrow in prayer. Blessed be.